into that practice room.
He's there.
He's there. And now he's here. Mohamed Light, Sandbox, game 1.
Sandy going fast here in game number 1. Love that confidence.
And doing the Mo Light opening. That was not a thing you did with split wall breakers behind King Tower until the man on the left invented it.
And Momo looking like he might be going to E-Giant. Also parts of Graveyard here.
Certainly smells that way. Miner there to hold everything together and a NATO to clean it all up. Mohamed Light, maybe not totally happy with the way that went.
Either that or he was like, that is exactly what was supposed to happen. I'm in my zone right now. He's got the lead early here in a match where your opponent is the one looking for more damage in single elixir.
First minute away, Sandbox opting not to eat that one, had the skellies ready. And I love we're seeing Sandbox confident playing bait or playing a cycle deck against Mohamed Light to open.
I like it. I mean, we've talked about outplayability for years now. Give yourself a chance. The other part of that, though, is when you have a deck that moves a lot faster, when you have cards that are a lot cheaper, if you make a mistake, it's very, very costly and hard to bounce back from.
And Mohamed just slowing things all the way down.
Sandbox making sure he's not going to give away that King Tower activation. NATO was completely out of the meta for quite some time, just came back in a couple months ago. That nerf was brutal, but now the coupling of units on the board and what's actually working in the meta as we're seeing right now with Baby Dragon, that was not exactly what Mo wanted. Baby Dragon still should get one little burp on tower.
Plenty for the Evo Ghost. Bowler picks up high, wall breakers don't get touched by the bowler, and that forces out the hut.
And Minions doing some work here. Evo Knight, though, should be able to clean most up. Man, that Royal Ghost just does so much damage. And as we saw in that last matchup, as actually we've seen all day, you never want to let that Royal Ghost go invisible again.
This time switching sides, Miner to the back for Sandbox.
And there's the E-Giant.
E-Giant's not going to touch the breakers, though. NATO for King Tower activation.
Cannon going right into a Baby Dragon, though. That is not what Sandbox wants. And Minions putting in work. That range buff so effective against the E-Giant when before it was completely useless to play Minions on top of an E-Giant. Or near it, I should say.
And at the moment, as we are getting into sudden death overtime, it is Sandbox with this critical game 1 lead, 17-31 to 23-13, but we've seen this song play out before.
Yep.
Sandbox playing cycle, we're in double, we're getting closer to triple against E-Giant.
Well, what's really important for Sandbox is he's got to keep up the dual lane pressure. As you can see, and as you all know, when you're playing against E-Giant, the last thing you want is that perfect push to come together, and the best way to do that when you have a deck like Sandbox's, rely on your opposite lane pressure, rely on your cannons, your high DPS units, and just control the board, control the pace.
Bar barrels have been really nice for Sandbox so far. Mo sets up Bowler one more time to the left.
Baby Dragon has to get kited by that Miner. Minions come down. Minions going to get cleaned up for the most part with that Baby Dragon shot. And Evo Miner in front. There you go. An odd high cannon there. You think that's going to be sniped off the board. And Mo can see a big opening.
Second cannon to pull. Not enough for Lightning.
The double bowlers on the board. Cleaning up that Royal Ghost. Now we got the lineup. Bowler very healthy.
And what a save.
What a bar barrel. You are so right, Rich. Good damage on the right-hand side, though. Tower's basically even all across the board. Sandbox in the lead with 1584 being the lowest tower on Mo's side.
Mohamed changes lanes, goes to his strong side with the E-Giant, 40 seconds-ish remaining.
Rich, for how insane of a matchup this is, this room, you could hear a pin drop right now.
I mean, it's absolutely silent. Damage continues to stack up for Sandbox. Now E-Giants in both lanes.
30 seconds remaining. Sandbox is going to have to play the best defense of his life. Baby Dragon there. Lightning comes in to clean things up. Second cannon comes down. 1391.
Lightning wanted to predict.
The bowler lines up. The overwhelm.
Mohamed
Light endures.
All it takes is one.
Yep. That is the thing when you play decks like Sandbox coming your way.
NATO out for Mo. SANDBOX already played Miner. Let's see if he goes something else that would have kind of that NATO gone value.
And a little smile and look up there from Mo. And if you guys are familiar with watching him on broadcast, that is a horrifying smile. It looks sweet, but you know when you're playing against him and he's vibing, it's not a good place to be in. And he's playing Mortar. He's got my heart.
A lot on the board for Mohamed Light to deal with. Valk, Baby Dragon, Bowler on that left-hand lane.
And that Ewiz is such an interesting pick. The stun ability is going to be very, very impactful throughout this matchup, and I think Mo's feeling good about what's happening.
Perfectly timed log. An ability to... Maybe Mo didn't expect to go all the way past the bridge.
But that Bomber just walks off into no man's land. Cannoneer going to clean things up, and that Boss Bandit putting in some nice work. Going to be a good King Tower activation here from Sandy.
You see the little nod from both, the happy version from SANDBOX, the slightly frustrated version from Mohamed.
And that's what SANDBOX got to do. You spent your 10,000 hours playing this game. Make the interactions that you know, take the wins where you can get them, stay in it.
First 90 seconds away. So far, a little bit of chip damage on the right-hand side. Cannoneer for Mohamed Light, so it doesn't have the lead despite the damage so far.
And Berserker, such a great card in the game. So strong defensively, has enough HP to kite units like this Baby Dragon away. Mo's happy to take that fireball damage, and now we've seen the full deck come together here for Mohamed Light.
And very interesting, kind of this Mortar spammy combination. Dash 2 gets on the Valk.
Yeah, it's so interesting. You can get the Boss Bandit to come in and create space, get some damage in, and right there, huge damage.
Boy.
And that's exactly what I was just about to talk about. As soon as it starts, it's over. 204 remains. He's got Fireball. He's got Log. And if anyone can defend for 40 seconds, it's Mohamed Light.
Yeah, trying to break through against a Mortar on top of all that. The E-Wiz for the stun. And you kind of think you see SANDBOX recognizing that, as we talked about, going from preparing for Igor to, oh my, I have to face Mohamed.
And he's going to take that fireball damage right there. Evo Mortar comes down, and this game happens so quickly. Obviously not a great matchup. Mortar matches up very, very well against E-Giant. He's got the E-Wiz in there to stun and slow it down even more. Boss Bandit to tank on the ground. And what I was going to say about the synergy of the deck, the decksmanship, if you will, I love about it is that the Boss Bandit comes in and creates space. Then you drop the barrel behind it. Then the Boss Bandit comes back, barrel crosses the river, and